Hey, Kenny.
Hi.
How you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you?
Good. Hey, everybody.
How's it going, Ryan?
Going good. Hey, Bailey. Hi, Marnie.
Hi. Let me turn it around.
That's awesome. I love it.
I'm gonna make y'all sick for a
We're
second.
going to try and keep you from going sideways over the next couple years, Marnie.
Okay. I hate these things. Better? No,
There we go. There we go.
There we go. All right.
And Jason, good to see you, man.
Hey, good to see you.
Thanks for jumping on with us today.
Yeah, definitely.
And Rebecca, can you hear us okay? Hi, Rebecca.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome. We'll give folks just a couple more minutes to jump on. I see Amy. Well, I hear. It looks like Amy's on. Amy, can you hear us? I'm still working out the kinks. All right. Well, we'll have other folks that'll, I think, jump on with us, but let's go ahead and get started. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us for our last Zoom before the 2019-2020 school year. And super excited to have returning students. And then also we got some new students coming in. In fact, I think currently there are more new students coming in than there are current students. So that's really cool. So some of you are on for the first time, and some of you have been with us for a couple times. These don't really build on themselves. They just kind of have been chances for us to get together and talk a little bit about what to expect coming into the fall, answer questions that you all have, and it's great to have some new students coming on. So maybe we could start just by introducing ourselves, and share your name, share your church and where it's located, and just something you're looking forward to about PESM this year. And maybe current students, you could give a little bit of advice to the incoming students. And if you want me to leave the meeting so you can give them advice that I can't hear, then I can do that really quickly. Maybe, I don't know, but anyway, so I'm just gonna call on you based on who's on my screen right now. So Kenny, tell us about yourself, where you're from, and any advice for new students.
My name's Kenny. I'm from Albany, Oregon. I go to Albany Evangelical Church. Right now we're in the process of getting a new pastor. Advice to new students: hang in there, especially in this coming one. You're going to get a lot of information, but it's good, and I'm looking forward to my senior year, so it's good.
Awesome. Thanks, Kenny. Jason, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. So my name's Jason. I go to Crossroads Community Church here in Moxie. And I'm excited to jump in and learn a lot. Yeah.
Awesome.
That's a little bit. I work with the Yakima Union Gospel Mission during the week, and then do discipleship and at Crossroads throughout kind of the rest of the week. So yeah.
Cool. Excited, man. Great to have you. Great to have you a part of the PESM community. Rebecca, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, my name is Rebecca Schwanke. I go to church in PD Memorial Evangelical Church. I'm a new student this year. I'm actually new to Oregon as well. So yeah, everything's new.
Awesome. And your husband Eric's joining us for PESM as well.
Mhm.
Great.
Yes.
Awesome. Cool. Excited to have you both with us.
Thank you.
Okay. This is fun. Get to know each other a little bit. I see Marnie next. Marnie, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey, so I'm Marnie. I'm with Crossroads Community Church too. Jason and I are church family, and so we're on the new front. We also have Michael Cabrera joining us. I don't think he's on with us right now, but he's going to be joining us this session as well. And I'm really excited to hear from Amy from our mother church. So she's coming too. So it's going to be a big party. We're super stoked. So I'm excited about the class, guys, and look forward to meeting y'all.
Yeah, that's awesome. You guys are really representing up there in Yakima area. So way to go.
Okay, am I actually on this thing now?
I think so. I think we can hear you now, Eric, but it's not your turn to talk yet.
Okay.
There you are. Hey, buddy. All right, this is good. I'm way over my head in managing meetings of this size, so you guys can bear with me. Bailey, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I go to the Grove in Albany, Oregon. That's pretty fun. I serve at Lynn Bend Community College here in Albany, so that's pretty fun. Excited to just learn and grow and get more knowledge. I think it's pretty.
Awesome, Bailey. Good to have you with us. But you want to say that one more time? Your microphone is a little quiet.
So I go to the Grove in Albany, Oregon. I'm a campus minister with the organization Ambassadors. I serve here in Albany, Oregon at Lynn Bend Community College. I'm excited to learn the community PESM members.
Awesome. From Albany, Oregon. Good to have you with us, Bailey. Hey, is it Hallie or Haley? Hallie, I think.
I don't know. It's hard for me to hear, so I don't know what I'm supposed to say early. But we're from Salem, Evangelical. So my husband and I, we're both here, and we're going to be going to PESM together.
Awesome. Well, welcome.
Excited about it.
Yeah, really exciting to have you guys with us. Okay, how about Aaron?
Yeah, my name's Aaron. I'm at the Grove. I'm the associate pastor or community director or whatever you want to call it. And I started the church 10 years ago, and now just came back about half a year ago back to Albany. So I'm excited to be here, excited to be a part of PESM and stuff. So see what happens.
Awesome. Great. Eric, tell us a little bit about yourself.
See, I'm a farmer, I'm a mechanic, kind of south of Monmouth. Me and my wife, missionaries with State Partners, working part-time in South Sudan. We're doing some stuff in Kenya, and then we're involved in our church here at PD Memorial.
Awesome. Great. Welcome, Eric. Glad to have you and Rebecca on board. Willie, how about you next? Can you hear us, Willie? Maybe let me unmute you. Come on, button.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
My name's Willie. I'm from Wenatchee, Washington. I go to Life Church. Starting the third year, I'm really looking to get there and finishing up. My everybody is your alphabet. Or alphabets, both of them.
Awesome. Thanks, Willie. Jamie, tell us about yourself, and then do you have any advice for incoming students?
Hi, my name's Jamie, and I go to Burien Evangelical Church. It's my second year, and I'm thankful there's women. It was lonely last year. Anyway, I just have some encouragement. Hang there, you'll make it.
Cool. Thanks,
You'll make
Jamie.
it, and the professors are there to help you. Just remember that.
That's great. Good. Yeah, the largest group of incoming women we've ever had. So we got that taken care of for you, Jamie. Megan, tell us about yourself.
Well, my name's Megan Tooney, and I go to Corvallis Evangelical Church. And Ryan and I go way back. And I've spent the last 7 years at home raising our 2 kiddos. And this fall they'll be off to school. And looked like a good time that the Lord was laying on my heart to start this new season of life and just see what He wants to do with it and equipping me for ministry at our church.
Awesome. Thanks, Megan. Good to have you on board. Amy, tell us a little bit about yourself. Welcome.
My name's Amy Roberts, and I go to Yakima Valley Community Church. I do the women's ministry and women's Bible study, and I homeschool our kids. That's why I'm hiding in my bedroom. But I'm really excited to do this. Maybe I'm more excited to get away quarterly to Portland without my kids, but we'll see.
That's awesome, Amy. I'm hiding in my bedroom too because I'm on dad duty today while my wife's at her orientation. So I get it. And yeah, a lot of students have said that's one of the best parts of PESM is just having 3 or 4 days just study the Bible by yourself, and no other responsibility. So super glad that you're joining us. Adam, tell us a little bit about yourself. Are you trying to talk, Adam? Or
Oh, sorry. I didn't know
okay.
you were wanting to talk to me. Yeah, so my name's Adam, and I'm here in North Clackamas, just south of Portland, and I pastor Faith on Hill Church, and it's my second year, and Ryan loves me, so that's about it.
Dude, do you have any advice for incoming students? I know you never have advice for anything, but maybe for the students you could conjure something up.
Yeah, I don't know. If I'll actually say this: if your books aren't full of notes, rethink that. And if you aren't questioning stuff, because when you question stuff, you'll figure out why the professors and the writers and everybody that we're being exposed to is either smarter than you and right, or they're smarter than you but terribly wrong on this subject. But you have to question it.
That's good. That's good. Thanks, buddy. And Robert, tell us a little bit about yourself. Let's unmute you. There you go. Are you there,
before I finish brushing my teeth. Hold on.
Oh, bad timing. I think you're the last one, so we're going to wait till you finish brushing your teeth.
Cool, for you to have them waiting on me for that. Hold on 1 second.
That's hilarious. They say you get a window into people's personal lives on these Zoom things, but I wasn't expecting this moment, really. I guess there are worse things that we could have been exposed to.
Turn my camera around now.
Look at those pearly whites.
Oh, they're not that white. But what was that? I don't know. I'm Robert. I'm 3rd year senior. Pretty boring. I'm finishing up serving at Outward Church this right before the semester starts in the youth ministry. The biggest advice I can give is really don't be intimidated, because we all are to a certain extent. If you have questions, be open to asking your classmates, because I wouldn't have made it through these 3 years if me and my other senior classmates didn't talk each other out of quitting. So we were lean on your classmates for advice. Just be open to talk, and just honestly just keep asking questions. I think that's the biggest thing, and know that you have other people that are going to have the same questions as you do, the same exact questions, even as third-year students.
Yeah, good. Thanks, Robert. Well, welcome everybody. Did I miss anyone? I think I got everybody. Jeff, do you want to introduce yourself?
Oh, yeah. I'm Jeff Sayville, and I go to the Return Church in Salem. I pastor there, and I'm also a contractor by trade, and my wife and I are looking forward to our first year.
Awesome. We're excited to have you both. Great to have you on board. And cool. Welcome, Jeff. One of the things I love the most about PESM is just the opportunity to build community. So we'll obviously, when we get together face-to-face in September, take some more time to get to know one another. But everybody that's on here, that's a part of the PESM community, is also serving in one of our churches, either in the Pacific Conference or the Western Conference. And so it's a great chance just to learn about each other and how we're trying to be faithful to what God has called us to. There's a kind of a founding verse that I want to share with you all, and then we'll talk a little bit about the class coming up in September. That the founding dean, Dr. Don Hohensee, when he created PESM 20 years ago, the verse that really resonated with him was from 2 Timothy 2, verse 2. I don't know if it's because it was easy to remember, 2:2:2, or I think it more has to do with the content. So I'll read it for us. It says that the things that this is Paul talking to Timothy, the things you've heard me say in the presence of many witnesses, entrust those things to reliable people who will also be qualified to teach others. So you're here, you're part of the PESM community because your local pastors, your local churches have deemed you to be reliable people. Part of the admissions process for PESM is a recommendation from your local church pastor. And so you've been doing ministry and a part of ministry for a while. So congratulations, you're reliable people. And probably in many ways, some of you have had ministry training. Maybe you got your undergrad in Bible, or you just have life experience. You've become qualified to teach others. But the hope of PESM is to inspire you to continue to be a part of what God's kingdom is doing in the world, to equip you to be more effective in the way you teach, in the way you minister, in whatever way God's called you to, and then to allow you to re-engage in the context that you're in. And so it's super fun to just be a part of your story and be a part of PESM together in this season. I'm super new as far as being the dean. It's been, I think, 4 months now, and they haven't fired me yet, so that's a good thing. But I'm just really excited about the direction of the school, and I'm really excited about this group of students that God's put together. So kudos to you for taking time out of your full lives, the many, many things that you have, family and work and ministry. I really do believe that the time you spend with PESM is not wasted. God's not going to waste it. And the labor that you put into these courses will bear fruit in the kingdom. So I think if you're a first-year student, I think you're coming into the best year of PESM. This fall class that we're going to be beginning with, Introduction to the Inductive Bible Study and Biblical Languages, is a great way to start PESM. So sorry to the second and third year students, but the first year students got the best of the cycle here. So this course is designed to introduce you, if you haven't already been introduced, to the inductive Bible study method, which is a way of studying the scriptures in order to in order to understand what the scripture is trying to say, based on context, based on the intent of the author, based on what's being written, as opposed to trying to get the text to say what we want it to say. So we'll spend some time in this course over the 4 days going over the inductive Bible study method. And the books for this class, The New Joy of Discovery and Reading the Bible for All It's Worth, those 2 books would be great to read before we start class here in a couple weeks. So those will prepare you to do well with the inductive studies. We'll do some in class that are 30 minutes long and are in groups, and then we'll do others that are 1 or 2 hours long and individually. And so we're trying to simulate a couple different environments for you where you can learn how to do these inductive studies and hopefully be able to integrate them into your real world ministry context. So as far as preparing for the class, reading those 2 texts is a great way to do it. And we'll be using the book of Jonah for the first 2 days of class to do those inductive studies. And the book of Jonah is just so rich in really, really neat stuff. And so you may have already dove into it before as an adult. I never did until seminary. It was just a kid story that I knew. And then I realized that this is a really powerful story that has some really important things for us as ministers in the 21st century to hear. So I'm excited to do that. And then Dr. Bill Vermillion, who I co-teach with, we've taught together for 8 years now. He's going to be taking you through the book of Jude in the last 2 days. So take some time, read through the book of Jonah, read through the book of Jude as well, and familiarize yourself with those texts. They're very short, but take some time to read through those. The third component of this class is an introduction to biblical languages. The goal of exposing you to the biblical languages is not to make you Hebrew or Greek scholars. We don't have the time for that. And that is not the most important thing that we want to form in you as PESM students. But we do think in order to be reliable people who can teach, who are qualified to teach others the scriptures well, we need to at least have some understanding of the original languages. Because language, embedded in language is culture and context and all kinds of things that we miss if we don't take the time. So one of my standard examples, and maybe the current students have already heard it, is in the book of Proverbs. I should find the reference, but one of the Proverbs is the heart is deceitful above all things. And so I once heard a pastor preach a sermon about how, well, the Bible says the heart is deceitful above all things, which means we can't trust our emotions. So what we need to do is use our head and think logically through every situation. And you know, I don't know how you feel about that particular statement. The problem is, in the Hebrew language, the word heart is the same for both your mind, your will, and your emotions. They're all linked in Hebraic thought. And so what the author is saying there is, you can't trust your thought process, you can't trust your emotions, you can't trust it all together. It's all going to lead you astray without some outside person or presence guiding you. So by understanding the word heart in its original language and context, we get the correct meaning and interpretation of a really important proverb. So that's an example, I guess, of why we believe understanding the original languages is important. So what we hope to teach you is a little bit of the Greek and Hebrew alphabet, some of the grammar concepts, and some key words. And then utilizing tools, software or online tools, in order to incorporate them into your inductive studies. So as you go through the inductive studies throughout the week of the course, you'll be utilizing the original languages. You'll find a key word, and you'll do a word study on that particular word in those inductive studies. So that was a lot of information I just threw out to you. Does anybody have any questions about some of the things we're hoping to teach you in this fall course?
Brian, Miss Marnie, do we need to know how to write the alphabets before coming into the session?
Yeah, first year students, we give you more grace, but I would say if you can already do that coming into the course, then you're going to be farther ahead as we work our way through, because it is such a short period of time. I'm going to post, I have it all ready to go for those of you that are musical or who learn things musically. There's an Hebrew alphabet song that has the name of the, the name of the letter and the letters themselves. And then there's a Greek alphabet song as well. And so each of those have the actual shape of the letter and then the name of that letter. And so those are kind of the two things that we'll ask you to do, second and third year students. The expectations will be higher on you because it's more of a review. But we want you to be able to write those letters of the alphabet and be able to name those letters, because that's how you'll do some of your work with the software in the inductive studies. The Greek alphabet song says it's unavailable. What? I just had it available. Doesn't like that. So I'll look for a link. So you can search Koine Greek. I'll write Koine here. That's the type of biblical Greek that we're working with. I know Dr. Bill in the syllabus and the stuff we sent out has ways to write the letter, but there's no names attached to that. So if he, when he gets back from his trip, if he can send something out, then we can work on that too. So you can search around and see if you can find some resources when it comes to Koine Greek and the alphabet. Thanks, Adam. Yep, there's charts out there available. So, and I think Dr. Bill has a chart, but it hasn't gotten its way to you. So we'll try and get it to you before the class. What other questions do you have about preparing for the class? Anybody have anything? You can unmute yourself and interrupt if you have something on your mind.
Yeah, right.
Eric, is that you, Eric?
Okay. I have books. You mentioned a couple books. I didn't write it down because you skipped over it.
I think if I hear you right, the two that you're asking about books. Yeah, and they're listed in the syllabus.
Yeah, what book?
Yeah, they're listed in the syllabus, and then I just put them here in the link below. The New Joy of Discovery by Oletta Wald, and then How to Read the Bible for All Its Worth.
Okay, I got the orientation package, but I didn't see a syllabus there. Maybe it's on that's on an email. I guess that's probably on an email. Okay.
And what we're working on, just so you know, because I think in the past it's been a struggle to now which email has which information and all those different things. So what Nancy and I are working on is actually a website where you'll be able to go as a student and all this stuff will be in one spot for you. So I'm hoping that we can get that activated by the November classes, but we'd like to be able to store these things in a centralized location for you. So. Other questions about the course?
What do we need, like, supply-wise to bring with us? Pens, highlighters, notebook, tablet, or laptop? What sort of things should we be prepared with?
Yeah, great question, Megan. So you can, a lot of the inductive studies, you can either fill out a piece of paper as long as it's legible, and some students prefer that. Or you can type it up on your laptop and save it and email it to us. We're also working on having a printer available that actually works this year, so that if you want to print things out. So I would say a combination, if you still remember how to use paper and pen, that will help you. I know Dr. Bill, when he does his in-class opportunities to show what you've learned, or quizzes is another word for those, then a piece of paper can be handy in that. So yeah, so bring those things with you. There is internet access, and there are power strips so that you can plug in your devices. So yeah, good question. What else? Yes, I agree. A printer that works would be nice. I think we'll be able to make that work. Nancy wasn't able to be on, but she is our business manager. And so one of her responsibilities is to just make sure that you have all the details you need as far as lodging and food and cost. And so hopefully you received from her kind of the one-page details about some of those things. But I will put her email here so you can always contact her if you have some questions about those. But maybe you did receive those and you still have questions, or maybe you have a question that in the group we can answer as well. So if you have questions about hotel, lodging, food, we're trying an experiment with bringing in different caterers, and so we want your feedback about how that goes and what you like and those types of things. If you do not want to stay at the hotel, that's perfectly fine. You don't need to. You'll just have to arrange other lodging and be at class. Class begins at 7:30 a.m. And colloquia usually finishes around 7 p.m. So questions about some of the detailed stuff of the course coming up?
Are we staying at the same hotel, Ryan?
I believe it's the same hotel, Clarion Inn and Suites. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about a mile from Valley View there where we'll meet. Any other questions about some of the details? New students, in your orientation packet, you should have also gotten information about coming early on September 8th at 3 o'clock for our new student orientation. And so we'll have some signs that will help you navigate your way to where we'll be meeting there in the PESM conference room. But do plan on coming early for that orientation, and we'll cover details, just the whole program as a whole. And you'll get to meet the librarian and some of those different things. So that starts at 3, and we'll have good information for you there and have fun. If for some reason you're a new student and you can't make it by 3 because of travel or ministry or whatever, just shoot me an email, and maybe we'll figure out a way to go over some of that material. But if you're able to make it, I think that will really help. And then at 6 p.m. that night is a celebration dinner, and that is free to you and your families. If they're in the area, your spouse wants to come, your kids, we'd love for them to come. Alumni will be joining us, and faculty and some of our board members, and so we'd love for you to come. We just would like to know, if you're planning on bringing family. We want to make sure we have enough food. Hello, daughter. This for me? Oh, a note. Hold on, I have a note from my daughter here. Yes to the candy, no to the show. Sorry. So we'd love to know you're coming. So Nancy, again, you can email Nancy and say, hey, this is how many are coming. And we'd love to, we're going to kind of kick off. The colloquial leaders will connect with you. Colloquia, we're going to come up with a cooler term, but it's basically small groups that satisfy part of the seat time requirement. And so each day in the evenings, you'll connect with those small groups. This year, because of the celebration dinner, the small groups will not be meeting Sunday night. We'll get those started on Monday. So, but you'll hear some more information about that. Jamie asked, can the second years attend the orientation if they are in the area? Yeah, absolutely. Sure. Yeah, come on. If you want to, you're a second or third year student and you want to come to the orientation, feel free. An updated schedule for that. Sorry, Adam, what do you mean by that? You're talking about the small groups?
Yeah, group project work, because the schedule that's on the syllabus, it seems it's already seemed a little full if we had Sunday as well as the other nights, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm going to find out. I'm going to find out, can the celebration dinner count as seat time? So that'd be cool if we could count that. And then, yeah, we'll send out an updated schedule. You bet. So you know how to structure your evenings. Yeah, what does colloquia mean, Bailey Palmer? You spelled it right. I can never spell it right. I think it means like the group or something. Anyways, we'll come up with a cool name. Other questions? Returning students, second or third year, do you have any other words of wisdom or advice for our first year students coming in? Robert, who introduced himself after brushing his teeth, Robert is the student body president. And so he's another resource to you if there are materials that you need or questions that you have. If for some reason Nancy or I aren't getting those responses to you, Robert is another person that can help advocate for you. So, so I'm thankful for him, and yeah. Okay, well, today was really designed to make sure you felt like you had everything you needed to show up on September 8th, ready to go. I've been counting down the days for a while, and I'm just really excited to be together with you all. Again, really appreciate the time that you're taking away from your families and your ministry and your work. We try to maximize your time as best as we can because we know it's valuable. So we're really looking forward to being together with you all. If you have any ideas about how to make the experience a better one or more efficient one, Nancy or I would love to hear those. Again, we're new at this, and so we're learning as we go along. And there's just some neat opportunities to improve in those areas. So any last words of wisdom anybody wants to share? Okay, well, I'll close this in prayer in a minute, but I just want to say again, thanks for joining us. New students, we're super excited to have you and learn from you and welcome you into the PESM community. So why don't you join me in prayer, and we'll close out our time today. Lord, thanks for just the opportunity to be a part of your family, and that your family extends around the world to so many different tribes and nations, God, and that you, through your Son, would see fit to redeem us and restore us and save us because you love us. I pray that we would never lose sight of what a wonderful gift that is. God, I thank you for these women and men that you have called them to your kingdom to serve you and to serve your church. Thank you for their courage and their commitment, God, to embrace this new season of training and equipping for whatever you have in their future. I pray for them as they prepare. God, would you just help them to retain information, process things? Would your Spirit just mold and shape them in the ways that you would see fit? And God, just be with each of us as we get ready for our time together in September. We pray all these things in the name of Jesus. Amen. Amen. All right. Thanks, everybody. Great to see you. Contact myself or Nancy if you have any questions as we go. And we hope you can join us September 8th, and we'll see you there.
Thanks, Ryan.
Okay. Grace and peace.